Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video, we're going to talk about this headline that came out today. Officials drain Park Pond after discovery of a tenacious invasive species. Even when they're very small, we need to take action and remove them. And I just did a video about invasive species 5 days ago. So this is right here, these waterways are not conquered, but right here, they found the problem and they took action, and it's a pond that's pretty much self-contained unless there's runoff, and then it can go into a river. But they think and they're hoping that they have eliminated the invasive fish species from overtaking and traveling out of a pond and a popular Ohio recreation area. So this was in Columbus, and the Parks and Rec, what they did was they drained and closed the Clintonville Whetstone casting pond, and that's because they found gobies. Round gobies were spotted in the water not long after the 4th of July. So gobies, it almost sounds like a comedy movie, but it's the actual name of a fish. And even though they aren't large fish, they grow on average no more than about 6 inches. Per the Invasive Species Center, they're an aggressive species from the Black and Caspian Seas that can quickly overwhelm and displace native species that help keep ecosystems in balance and prevent supply chain disruptions for nutritional necessities. So the Department of Agriculture estimates that invasive species have cost $1.29 trillion in losses over the past 50 years. So yeah, as I wasn't joking around when I said when the natural habitat gets overtaken, it's a serious thing. You know, invasive species, you hear it everywhere except on land. On land, then it's your strength. But right here, they say individually they can result in personal property damage and create the need for painstaking yard work. If they're in areas where your residential area can have invasive species. I know in Montana I was like, well, that's like not an ugly flower. They're like, but it's everywhere and it just takes over and it goes everywhere. And if you had them on your property, like you were supposed to be getting them off. They were taking it very seriously. So, and they said that these fish, what were they called? The round gobies? No, gobies, like goblins. The round gobies, they say that they can reproduce up to 6 times in the summer. So they said, even if we have a few of them there, even when they're very small, we need to take action and remove them, because this pond, when it's full, can drain into the Scioto River, S-C-I-O-T-O River. And then once they get into the river, they get everywhere downstream. So it all matters. They're not quite sure how they got in there. They say they speculate. Yeah, right here. Speculate that fishers may have introduced them as using bait, or they might have been mixed in with the stock from a private provider for an event. Yeah, they're never really sure how they get in there originally, but this was spotted shortly after July 4th, and they closed the pond on July 22nd. It's expected to be closed for at least 2 more weeks as officials ensure no more round gobies remain. So round gobies, they sound harmless and fun. Sound like something you'd have at a haunted house. They say it's the first time the round goby has been found in central Ohio, and it is crucial to remove the round goby to ensure it does not spread like every other invasive species. And there's a ton of them out there. So some good news here. Hopefully they caught this. They'll be monitoring it. And you know, you can help prevent invasive species by being responsible with your watercraft. And as we said in here, anything that went in the water, you know, paddleboards, oars, boots, gloves, whatever you wore in the water, it's really essential that you clean them off before you leave the water you're at. And then don't be stupid. Don't use things as bait you shouldn't be using as bait. Don't decide that you don't want your fish tank anymore and just dump it out. It has consequences, people. So stay tuned.